Most people don't need more motivation. They need more honesty. Let's be real. You ain't stuck because life's unfair. You're stuck because deep down, you're waiting for someone else to save you. You want the prize without the pain, the reward without the grind, the win without the war. But life ain't a charity, and it don't care about your excuses, your background, your sad story, your struggles. None of it. Life rewards ownership, not pity. Some of you out here praying for open doors while sitting on your hands when the knob's in front of you. You blaming your boss, your ex, your parents, your past, the system, everybody but the one person staring back at you in the mirror. You say you don't have the time, the money, the support, the right conditions, but the truth is, you're scared, lazy, entitled, or all three. You've convinced yourself you're a victim when really, you're the one holding the chains. People out here acting like growth is optional. It's not. If you ain't moving forward, you're dying slow. And if that makes you uncomfortable, good, it should. Discomfort is the sign you're finally facing the truth. So what now? You gonna keep blaming the weather for not running? Keep blaming the world for not winning? Or are you finally ready to do what most won't, own your life, and start building it brick by brick? No excuses, no handouts, no safety net, just raw, real, relentless progress. Let me tell you what it feels like to watch your dream slip through your fingers. Not because you weren't good enough, but because life blindsided you and didn't give a damn about your plans. I was in high school. Wrestling meant everything to me. I trained hard, I sacrificed, I showed up early, I pushed through the soreness, the sweat, the bruises. I was ready to dominate my senior year. I had scouts watching me, coaches believing in me. I was finally walking in my purpose. And then, boom, one elbow, one accidental shot to the eye during practice, and it was over. I didn't get to finish the season, didn't make regionals, didn't get my shot. My mom said no more wrestling. My coach was heartbroken. And me? I was pissed, man. Not at her, not even at the dude who elbowed me. I was mad at how fast life can flip your whole story. But that's when I learned something most people never figure out. Life don't owe you a perfect setup. You can do everything right and still get rocked. The world doesn't pause just because you're disappointed. It doesn't slow down to comfort you. I could have stayed bitter, could have let that one moment define me, but I didn't. I chose to move forward with the pain, with the anger, with the fire still burning. I learned that resilience ain't about what happens to you. It's about what you do when what should have happened doesn't. You gotta keep swinging, even when the mat feels cold as hell. Now I gotta ask you, where are you falling short? Not where life did you wrong, not who broke your heart, not what you didn't get, but you. Where are you cutting corners, avoiding pressure, making excuses, hiding from the mirror? You say you want it, but do you really? You want success, but you don't want to sacrifice sleep, food, distractions, comfort. You want greatness, but still act like average is acceptable. You say you're hungry, but fold every time the grind gets hard. Let's cut the fake deep talk. You ain't tired, you're undisciplined. You ain't stuck, you're scared. You ain't lost, you just keep quitting before the magic happens. You've turned your life into a highlight reel of almosts, maybes, and next times, and you wonder why nothing changes. This ain't about motivation, this is about transformation. You think a podcast gonna save you? A quote? A vibe? No. Transformation starts when you stop lying to yourself, when you get real, raw, and relentless about your flaws. So, look around. Is this the life you want to keep living? Or is there something burning in your gut telling you it's time to level up? Time to stop blaming the job, the city, the trauma, the past, and start owning your next move, every move. Most people tap out when the pain gets loud. The built different ones, they turn the pain into power. So what are you? Another echo? Or the one who finally makes noise? Society lied to you, told you to play it safe, told you comfort is success, told you to follow the rules, get good grades, work hard, wait your turn, don't ask for too much, don't stand out, just survive. They told you the system would reward you, that loyalty to the grind was enough, that being a good person meant you'd win, and you believed it. You sat in classrooms, boardrooms, break rooms, church pews, hoping someone would notice your quiet effort, but they didn't. They never do, because the world don't move for the silent. It moves for the ones who demand more. You were trained to think small, to shrink your dreams into polite little wishes, to trade your fire for approval, your power for peace. But here's the truth. Comfort is the killer. Comfort is what steals your potential, quiets your instincts, blinds your ambition, and they want you comfortable. Because comfortable people don't rise. They just exist. So, if you've been feeling stuck, lost, invisible, maybe it's because you've been listening to people who settled for less. Maybe you're living a lie that wasn't even yours to begin with. It's time to snap out of it. Time to challenge everything you've been told about success, effort, and purpose. The world don't need more quiet workers. It needs dangerous dreamers, disciplined warriors, obsessed builders. Be the one who stopped believing their lies and started writing your own truth. The only thing separating winners from losers ain't money, ain't luck, ain't talent. It's mindset. Period. That's it. Same 24 hours, same access to the internet, same damn distractions. But one person builds empires while the other binge watches failure. And don't get it twisted. Winners feel tired too. They get stressed. They feel fear. They lose people. They get heartbroken, but they show up anyway. They don't wait for the perfect vibe, the perfect energy, the perfect playlist, the perfect mood. They build discipline, brick by brick, choice by choice. You want to win? Then stop needing to feel like it before you move. The weak chase motivation like a drug, always needing a fix, always waiting on the right moment. The strong, they move when it's dark, they push when it's heavy, they grind when it's boring. Mindset is what makes one person fold under pressure while another one turns that pressure into fuel. Winners don't ask for permission. They take territory. They don't whine about the rules. They learn the game, beat the game, flip the board. Your biggest enemy ain't out there. It's the voice in your head saying maybe later. I'll start Monday. It's too hard. That voice has lied to you long enough. You've played small long enough. Winners think different, act different, move different, and if you're not willing to change the way you think, you're not ready to change your life. You want to change your life? Then change the way you see your life. That's the real flex. That's the switch most people never flip. You're not stuck. You're just stuck in how you think about stuck. You're not behind. You're just comparing your timeline to somebody who ain't even in your race. You're not failing. You're learning, or you should be. See, the problem ain't what's happening. It's how you're framing it. Most people treat obstacles like stop signs, like warnings to back down. But winners, they treat them like checkpoints, like training grounds, like proof that they're still in the fight. You failed a test? Good. Now you know where the gaps are. You lost the job? Good. Now you can build something that's yours. She left you? Good. Now you get to level up without dead weight. That's perspective. That's power. When I stopped asking why me and started asking, what's this teaching me? Everything changed. That one shift turned pain into purpose, turned frustration into fuel. Most people cry over closed doors, but the built different ones, they kick open new ones. You're not a victim, you're a student, you're not being punished, you're being prepared. Shift your perspective and you shift your possibilities. Keep seeing life as a wall, you'll stay boxed in. But the second you start seeing every wall as a ladder, that's when you rise. Most people ain't stuck because they don't have what it takes. They're stuck because they refuse to drop the dead weight in their mind. They're dragging around limiting beliefs, weak self-talk, old trauma, broken confidence, and calling it identity. They've worn their pain so long, it fits like a uniform. I'm not smart enough. I've never been that lucky. I'm not the type of person who can do that. Lies, all lies. And you repeat them so much, they start to sound like facts. But here's the hard truth. If you don't change what's running your mind, your feet will never move. People stay stuck because they'd rather be familiar than free. Growth requires discomfort, and most people choose pain they know over change they don't understand. You ever wonder why your progress feels temporary? It's because your mindset is permanent. You're trying to build a new life with the same thoughts that built your old one. It don't work like that. You gotta confront the mental parasites, the self-sabotage, the quiet quit in your spirit. I've seen people with less money, less support, less talent win. Why? Because they had the nerve to believe different. And that belief, that shift, broke the chains. If you want freedom, you gotta stop renting doubt and start owning discipline. The cage ain't locked. The key's been in your pocket the whole time, but only you can decide to turn it. Let's talk about emotional control. Not vibes, not good energy, not just deep breaths and playlists. I'm talking about real control. The kind that makes you dangerous in the best way. Most people are emotional hostages. They let moods run their mouth. Let triggers make their choices. Let pain make their plans. But not you. Not if you're serious. You gotta learn to feel everything and still choose the right move. Winners don't wait to feel better. They get clear even when it hurts. That's emotional control. You got anger? Use it as fuel, not fire. You got fear? Let it sharpen you, not stop you. You got heartbreak, frustration, shame? Good. That's the gym for your soul. Don't waste your pain by reacting to it. Channel it, convert it, dominate it. Because your emotions can either be your driver or your excuse. Most people get one bad comment, one tough day, one little dip in motivation, and they crash. They let the world pull the strings like they're puppets. But when you're built different, you learn how to breathe through the storm. Think in chaos, move with intention. You don't respond to noise. You respond to purpose. That's why emotional control is the foundation. You can have the skill, the grind, the plan, but if your emotions own you, they'll burn it all down. Master your emotions, or watch them master you. You want to change your life? Then stop lying to yourself. Look in the mirror and ask the hardest question nobody wants to face. Where am I the problem? Most people avoid that question like it's poison, but it's the cure. You can't grow if you won't admit where you're weak, sloppy, inconsistent, lazy, scared, or soft. Self-assessment ain't about beating yourself up. It's about calling yourself out so you can level up. You think champions get better by pretending everything's fine? Nah, they look at the tape. They dissect every miss, every hesitation, every excuse. They track everything, their habits, their time, their food, their effort. You ain't just winging your way into greatness. You're either measuring or you're guessing. And if you're guessing, you're losing. Execution means action, not intention. Plans don't mean jack if you don't follow through. You said you'd wake up early, but you didn't. You said you'd stop scrolling so much, but your screen time says different. You said you wanted to win, but your behavior looks like somebody's stalling. Ruthless self-assessment cuts the fluff. It ain't fun, it ain't sexy, but it's necessary. Keep playing nice with your comfort zone and you'll keep getting weak results. Start tracking. Start adjusting. Start owning every inch. When you see the truth and do something about it, that's when the game changes. Half effort ain't gonna cut it. Not now, not ever. You can't tiptoe into greatness. You gotta dive in. Head first, no safety net, no backup plan, no more halfway moves. Stop playing small. Stop shrinking to make average people comfortable. Stop hiding your fire just to keep the room from heating up. You weren't built to be basic, so why are you living like your best is optional? You talk big, but do you move big? You got big dreams, but are your actions as loud as your goals? Playing small looks safe, but it's the most dangerous thing you can do. You waste time, you waste talent, you waste years you'll never get back. And for what? So people who ain't even doing nothing can feel better around you? Nah. Go all in. all your energy, all your focus, all your grind. Stop flirting with success and start committing to it. You don't need more signs, you need more sacrifice. You don't need more clarity, you need more courage. Playing it safe ain't safe. It's silent failure, the kind that don't make noise but steals everything. You say you're working on it? Nah, you're stalling. You're dipping a toe when it's time to cannonball. You want to be built different? Then act like it. Burn the backup plan, cut the escape rope, put your back against the wall and fight. All in means all in, not when it's easy, not when it's trending, but every day like your future depends on it, because it does. Mental toughness ain't about pretending you're not hurting. It's about showing up anyway. It's about doing the work when you're tired, sore, heartbroken, broke, stressed, doubted, and still showing up like a savage. Relentless ain't a buzzword. It's a choice, a decision you make every time life smacks you in the face. Most people quit at the first sign of resistance. One no, one bad day, one failure, and they curl up. Not you, not if you're built different. You lean in when it gets ugly. You find another gear when your tank says empty. You flip the pain into a weapon and swing it until the wall breaks. You know why the strong win? It's not because they're better, it's because they refuse to break. Life don't get easier. You just get harder to kill. That's mental toughness. It's looking fear in the face and laughing. It's hearing the doubts in your head and moving anyway. It's walking into the fire and daring it to touch you. You want to rise? Then suffer with purpose. Train your mind to be louder than your emotions. Talk back to the pain. Outwork your excuses. Do the boring stuff, the hard stuff, the stuff nobody claps for. And when your back's against the wall, don't fold, evolve. You don't get stronger in peace, you get forged in chaos. So stop flinching, stop whining, stop breaking, and start building. Let me be clear. The ones who make it ain't always the most talented, the most gifted, or the most connected. They're the ones who decide to win, no matter what. That's the real separator, the no matter what mentality. Rain, drama, failure, heartbreak, hate, confusion, setbacks, distractions, it don't matter. You show up, you push, you grind, you finish. Most people only commit when it's convenient, but that ain't commitment, that's comfort. Built different means you lock in when life gets loud. You stay focused when things fall apart. You take the hit and keep building. You don't pause every time life gets heavy. You lift it. You don't fold when the crowd leaves. You get louder. You don't let tired turn into lazy. No matter what means you find a way, through it, around it, under it, over it, whatever it takes. That's how legacies are built. In the dark, when nobody's watching, when quitting looks better than continuing. But you keep going, because you made a decision, a final one. No backdoor, no plan B, no matter what, I'm gonna win. That kind of energy don't just move mountains, it crushes excuses. It silences doubt. It makes the enemy back up. So whatever you're facing right now, decide. Not wish, not try, not see how it goes. Decide, lock in, bet on yourself, and then back that bet with blood, sweat, discipline, and action every single day. Pressure ain't the problem. Your relationship with it is. Most people crumble when things get tight. They tap out when the room gets hot, the eyes get focused, the stakes get real. But if you're built different, pressure ain't your enemy, it's your proving ground. Pressure is where the fakes fall off and the real ones rise. Diamonds don't form in a spa, they form under heat, under force, under time. And you want results without the pressure? That's fantasy. That's weakness in disguise. You say you want to lead, shine, dominate, be the best. Then you better learn how to breathe when it's heavy, how to think when the noise is loud, how to move when the walls are closing in. Pressure exposes your level. It don't lie, it don't bend, it don't wait. Either you're built for the moment or you break, but here's the twist. Pressure is also a teacher. It shows you what needs work. It shows you where the cracks are. It gives you feedback nobody else will. So instead of running from it, run toward it, invite it, Embrace it, learn from it. You don't grow by avoiding intensity, you grow by becoming the one who thrives in it. The next time the world tightens around you, don't panic, don't freeze, don't fold, smile. That's your moment, that's your shot, that's your edge. Handle it like a winner, or hand it to someone else who will. You've been lied to by the loudest voice in your life, your own. That voice told you you're not enough, not ready, not qualified, not meant for more. That voice said, sit down, stay safe, don't try. And you believed it. Not because it was true, but because you heard it so often, it felt like truth. That's what limiting beliefs do. They don't scream, they whisper, they hide behind logic, disguise themselves as being realistic, and they rob you without ever raising their voice. You've got a mind full of ceilings that were never real, just built from fear, doubt, insecurity, and what other people said you couldn't do. But you're not them, and their opinion ain't law. You want to grow, you want to win, you want to level up, then you got to burn those beliefs to the ground. Every time you hear, I can't, answer back, watch me. Every time your brain says not yet, say now. This ain't mindset work. This is warfare. You're at war with the false stories that were planted in you when you were young, insecure, scared, uncertain. Rip them out. Replace them. You are not your past. You are not your pain. You are not your patterns. You are what you choose to become. And that starts when you stop playing host to beliefs that never paid rent. Kill the lie. Speak the truth. Then go live like it. Fear ain't the monster. It's the mirror. It shows you exactly where your next move is. And most people look away. They run, they freeze, they let fear build fences around their future. But here's the truth. Fear is just a story. A fiction you wrote with worst-case scenarios, overthinking, and all the junk people dumped on you. What if I fail? What if they laugh? What if it doesn't work? All fear does is ask questions that don't exist yet. And doubt is fear's little brother, always whispering, always second-guessing, always waiting for you to hesitate so it can win. You want to beat fear and doubt? Stop treating them like facts. They don't deserve your respect. They deserve your resistance. Talk back. Move anyway. Do it scared. You think confident people have no fear? No. They just stop giving it the wheel. You want to build confidence? Stack actions? You want to silence doubt? Keep showing up. You don't need to eliminate fear. You need to outwork it. Every time you choose courage, you punch fear in the mouth. Every time you act with doubt still present, you train your brain to believe. This ain't about never being scared. It's about never letting fear lead. So if fear is loud right now, good. It means you're on the edge of something that matters. Don't retreat. Don't wait for it to go away. Walk through it, trembling if you have to, but walk anyway. Failure ain't the end. It's the invitation. It's the door most people refuse to walk through because they think falling means they're finished. But built different minds know better. Failure is part of the process, part of the reps, part of the grind. You don't avoid it. You study it. You don't fear it. You use it. The truth is, every success you admire was built on a mountain of failures that most people never saw. You think legends got it right on the first try? No. They failed in silence, in private, in pain. They lost money, time, relationships, confidence, and they kept swinging. That's the difference. Failure didn't stop them. It shaped them. But you let one L make you disappear. You let one bad launch, one bad day, one missed shot convince you it's not for you. That's not failure. That's fear dressed up in a hoodie. You're not a failure because you fell. You only fail if you refuse to get up. Built different means you learn faster, recover smarter, move again quicker. You extract the lesson, clean up the mess, and go again. You stop seeing failure as personal and start seeing it as data. Every missed shot, feedback, every setback, training, Every no, redirection. You can either let failure punk you out of your potential, or you can let it forge the version of you that don't flinch no more. One mindset keeps you stuck, the other sets you free. You've heard enough. Now it's on you. No more waiting, no more stalling, no more playing pretend. What are you gonna do today? Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Because here's the truth, most people won't act. They'll nod their heads, feel inspired, repost a quote, and go right back to the same routine that's been choking their dreams for years. Don't be one of them. Don't be the one who knows better but doesn't do better. You've got power, time, breath in your lungs, fire in your chest, and if you waste that, it's on you. No more blaming the schedule, the kids, the bills, the past, the system, your parents, your trauma. Life don't care what's on your plate, it cares what you do with it. You either get to work or you get left behind. It's that simple. This ain't a movie. No one's coming to rescue you. There's no magical moment, no perfect window, no inspirational playlist that's gonna save your life. You have to move, you have to choose, you have to act, and not later. Now, before comfort grabs you again, before your brain starts negotiating, before fear kicks in. What will you do today to prove you're serious? What will you start, finish, destroy, or rebuild? The clock is running, the window is closing, and the world don't wait. So decide, step, move, execute, or sit there and watch someone else build the life you keep talking about. One decision, that's all it takes. One choice to flip the script, shift the direction, start the comeback. You don't need 10 years, a full plan, or the stars to align. You need one moment of clarity where you say, I've had enough. That's where it begins. Every game changer you admire, they had that moment, that decision. The one where they stopped talking and moved. The one where they drew a line and said, from this day forward, I'm different. One decision to stop complaining. One decision to commit. One decision to let go of what's been holding you back. It ain't about hype. It's about hunger. That moment where you stop trying to be perfect and start getting real. That's power. That's ownership. That's the fuel behind every breakthrough. Because once you decide, really decide, everything around you starts to shift. People feel it, energy changes, doors open, you walk different, think different, breathe different. The world don't move for the hesitant, it moves for the decided. So make that decision, not halfway, not 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Go all in, say it out loud, write it down, lock it in. One decision today can put you on a path that rewrites your story, changes your bloodline, and builds something worth remembering. So what's it gonna be? Another day of delay, or the day you finally take control? You keep waiting for the perfect moment, and it's never coming. That moment where you feel ready, confident, fearless, aligned, it's a myth. A lie you've been sold to keep you quiet, still stuck. Winners don't wait for perfect. They move with messy. They act before they're ready. They execute while they're scared. That's what separates the doers from the dreamers. You say you're waiting for the right time? Nah, you're avoiding discomfort. You think the universe is going to tap you on the shoulder and say, now's the time. It won't. The clock's been ticking. The window's been open. But you keep sitting, thinking, hoping, scrolling. Meanwhile, life is passing, opportunities are dying, and momentum is starving. You don't get another May, another Monday, another version of today. You either move or get moved out of the way, and while you're planning, someone else is doing. While you're hesitating, someone else is grinding. While you're scared, someone else is building. The right moment is now, right now, with all the fear, all the flaws, all the unknowns. That's when legends are made, not when it's easy, when it's hard and they still step forward. You want to be built different? Then stop negotiating with time. It doesn't owe you anything. You don't need more signs. You need more courage. Forget perfect. Choose now or choose regret. Being built different ain't something you're born with. It's something you decide. It's not in your genetics, not in your zip code, not in your bank account. It's in your decisions, your discipline, your ability to look at the pain and say, let's go. You're not waiting on some miracle. You're waiting on you. That's the truth. Built different is a mindset, a choice, a lifestyle. It means you don't beg for respect. You earn it. You don't hope for success. You hunt it. You don't blame. You build. Every single day. No shortcuts, no validation, no cheat codes. You choose the hard route, the uphill climb, the lonely nights, the quiet grind. You do it without applause, without spotlight, without needing permission. And that's what makes you dangerous. Because while they wait for motivation, you're already moving. While they talk, you execute. While they flex, you build. You chose this. You chose to rise, to lead, to grow, to grind, to heal, to fight. And if you haven't chosen it yet, now's your shot. You don't need to be gifted. You need to be locked in. You need to get sick of settling. You need to stop making your power optional. The difference between average and built. Different is not ability. It's choice. So what are you going to choose today? Comfort or character? Excuses or execution? Talk or transformation? Legacy ain't some far-off fantasy. It's being written right now. Every move, every choice, every word, every time you show up or don't. That's your legacy stacking up. And here's the truth most people avoid. Legacy starts with you. Not when you make it big, not when you get rich, not when people finally clap for you. Right now, in the dark, in the struggle, in the moments nobody sees. Your family tree changes with you. Your kids will eat off the mindset you choose to build. Your grandkids will walk indoors you kicked open or struggle with chains you never broke. It starts and ends with you. That weight, that pressure, that responsibility, good, carry it. Because built different means you don't just move for you move for generations. You become the one who ends the cycle, who raises the standard, who says, no more playing small. Your name should echo, not just because you were loud, but because you were solid, because you stood for something, because you built something that lasts longer than applause. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be intentional. Legacy ain't a moment. It's a mindset. And whether you realize it or not, you're teaching people how to live, how to fight, how to rise, just by how you carry yourself. So carry it like it matters, because it does. This is it. The moment where the talk ends and the war begins. No more inspiration with no execution. No more plans with no pressure behind them. It's time to move, to rise, to build. You've heard the truth. Now you gotta become the proof. Don't just feel motivated. Get militant. Get locked in. Get dangerous about your discipline. Get obsessed with your growth. Make this the season you stop saying one day and start saying done. If you're tired of feeling stuck, then move. If you're sick of falling short, then stretch. If you've been waiting for the world to change, you be the earthquake. Be the one who wakes up and goes all in, even when it's hard, even when nobody claps, even when it hurts. Burn the old you, starve the distractions, kill the doubts, and rise like someone who's got a legacy to build. You don't need more info. You need more intensity. You don't need a new goal. You need a new standard. So stop playing, stop stalling, stop scrolling, stop hiding. You were made to move mountains, not admire them. Made to write history, not wait for permission. So go, push, lead, create, fight. And when the world asks who you are, don't say a word. Let your results scream it for you. Because from this moment forward, you don't just talk like you're built different, you prove it.